We live, just so
Yeah,
you know.
man.
Go ahead, keep on going. We live
Yeah,
though.
so yeah, hey, what's going on, everybody? Drama back in the house, just checking in, seeing how everything's going. I hope everybody's blessed and life's treating them well. I'm just
Yeah, man.
touching down, checking
You
in with
know,
Flacco.
checking in. He just got married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
About
yeah,
about
got
two and a half months ago.
yeah, I got married
You
June 1st. Me and my wife, we had our beach wedding, our dream wedding.
guys have
It's
kids
it,
together or no?
no, no, we don't have any kids together. You know what I'm saying? But her kids are my kids, and you know how that works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, yeah, they're my blessings now, so it's
Yeah,
all good. I'm blessed. They love me as their own and respect me, and I do the same for them.
yeah. It takes about a minute for people to start popping in.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's not a problem. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
Hey,
I'm just happy to hear everything's going good, man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That
man. Everything's beautiful, man. Like I said, I have nothing to complain about. You know what I'm saying? It just God's been good to me. You know what I'm saying? I trust me. I definitely took the opportunity to make a positive change for my life. From the path I was living. So.
so. How long you been out now?
Oh man, let me see. Okay, so I came home. Uh, I got out August 20. No, August. Let's see, what was it? August 30th, 2015, and then I was still in a halfway house for about six months. So I got out like March 1st, 2016.
Yeah, that's
You
what's
know,
up, man.
yeah,
So
man.
so
But
we started to
mhm,
get people up in here. I'm gonna let them know. So I've been wanting to get drama back in here.
right.
I knew he was getting married. You know what I'm saying? He had a fucking legendary dream wedding, fucking on the fucking beach
Yes,
and
I
all this
did.
great stuff,
Yo.
man. And you know what I'm saying? I told him, I'll tap in after a little bit after you're done with your marriage that you settle in and stuff, man.
Hmm.
And man, he's already got married. He had a beach wedding.
Hmm.
He got promoted to a high position at his job.
Hmm.
Man, he's succeeding, man.
Yeah, man. I try to like one thing I try to do is be humble. Growing up, man, I guess I was raised with aggressiveness because I guess the type of environment that we're raised in,
Yeah.
it's survival of the fittest, and you get caught up in that machismo and that arrogantness, and I definitely going to prison and watching my loved ones pass away while I was gone, and just the trauma, of what life's really about. You know what I'm saying? I got around people that messed up one time and never have an opportunity to come back home.
And
You know,
you get to meet a variety of different people from different areas too, huh?
yeah, man, from everywhere. I've met good people from everywhere, from New York to Florida uh, to Cali to Mexico to Honduras, South America, Africa. Man, I met them all while I was in the
Yeah.
feds. And I've met good people and I've met garbage. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be honest with you, man. Ain't nobody better than anybody else. We're all equal, and that's how I see it. We all bleed the same color, you
Yeah.
know.
How long did it take for you to get to that point in your life and where you looked at things like that?
Man, you know what? I want to say about a year doing in my bid, year into my bid. Uh, when things I it really didn't hit me until like a year into my bid. It was just like I was young, you know what I'm saying, and it was just like I don't know. I was just being a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting here. I was just like you couldn't tell me anything. I was just arrogant. And finally, I got around a couple of older homies, man, and not just my homies, but just other people too that from other places. Like, hey, man, you got to settle down a little bit, man. You're living too fast. Don't be a crash dummy your whole life. Lead by example. Take advantage of the school. They're gonna school you. They're gonna pay for everything. Don't be a statistic. Don't get out there and come right back. And I just sure enough, man. I mean, what can I say? I mean,
You're
I
doing it.
did.
You're
I'm
doing it,
doing
bro.
it. I'm living my dream, man. I'm living my dream. I'm not gonna say. I'm not trying to put this out. It's like I'm trying to throw this in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? But I got a big home. You know what I'm saying? I got away from the drama. You know what I'm saying? And
And
I
your
got
name's
around.
and your name's drama.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I always try to
That's what's,
live by it. You know what
that's
I'm
what's up,
saying?
brother. Look at
But
that
you know,
question
I
you got
got.
right there.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Look at it. It's on the screen. You see it?
Yeah. So would like to hear his opinions on Latin longs, basically Latin kings in California. Actually, I know the ones from Social Claim 13. There was some out of Turlock and Modesto that were programmed with the Norteños in the county. Don't know. So okay, so just my experience of no bad boy. Okay, so let's go with the first one. So basically, for the first ones, the experience that I ran into is back in her FCI Herlong and the feds, there was an issue between the brothers, the Latin Kings, and the Sureños. And what happened was is that you did have two Latin King 13s that did come on the yard, you know, and basically one of them was originally had ties back home to Chicago, and he knew his name. I mean, he knew where he belonged. So guess what he did? He ran with the car, but the Serenos let it be known, hey, you can never come back to Cali. You know what I'm saying? So he just pretty much, you know, ran with the car. Now the other one decides to run with the Serenos, you know, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we know how it functions out in California. You're either going to run two ways. You're going to run northerner or you're going to run southerner. You know, and that's just the way the functions in the system. I mean, you have the Bulldogs, and now you got these other little cliques popping up. But originally, you know, I mean, you're going to fall in line somewhere. And I've had a few brothers that got caught up out there in California, and they try to stay solo, and you know, I've heard of one getting butchered, you know, for not trying to function. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same way when they fall into our joints back home. You know, we got Serenos that are getting locked up over there, and you got Norteños, and they fall in line and how we run things. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can't hate them. They just weren't taught properly on how we function. You know, it's just two whole different societies,
Yeah.
environments, how people roll. You know.
No, I get it. I get a big drink in the federal system. He's talking about that, not in the
Mm-hmm.
Cali system. He's talking
Mm-mm.
about the federal system. The Bulldogs are not really as deep, but they're there.
Mm-hmm.
You program with some Bulldogs on the yards or
Yeah,
no?
man. I programmed with a few of them. I've been on, you know, I've been on a couple of yards where you have bulldogs. They were programmed with Northerners. They refused to walk with the Southerners, and then you had some bulldogs that were programming with the Southerners that wouldn't program with the Northerners. You know, I that was pretty much a toss up. You know, I
Yeah.
just and I'm not gonna sit here and like try to bash them out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, disrespect them or anything else like that. But they just carry themselves way differently. You know what I'm saying? And I seen some when I was slammed in the hole waiting on a disciplinary transfer to Beaumont. A couple of them were in the hole that were just all the yelling and kicking on the doors and screaming and running the mouth, and they're very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had a couple that were okay, that were laid back, but man, just the young ones, they were just rowdy. You know, they wouldn't fall in line. They wouldn't keep it respectful. You know, I've never been a cell warrior. We're not cell warriors. If one of ours gets out of pocket, we let them know off the rip, hey man, we don't carry ourselves that. You know, we take off when we get, you know, when we get the opportunity, but we're not going to sit here and be cell warriors. You know, but
So
you know, I met a couple.
so we know about the Chicago cars, we know about the New York cars, we know about the Texas cars, New Mexico, Arizona, California. Was there any particular other groups that we've never heard of that you ran into that were kind of interesting?
Well, let me see. I ran into some Samoans, man, and I seen them get into it with the Southerners in Atlanta. And boy, let me tell you something. Them boys are a beast. They were from out of Colorado, and man, they got into it, and I think it was like five of them, man, and they were going at it. Like it was like a handful of Southerners on one, and they still couldn't get them things. Them guys are monsters, man.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I hope I never collide with them dudes, man, because
The
man, they were
Samoans,
getting hit with chairs.
Samoans are cool people though, man.
No, they were cool. They were
Cool.
cool, but they were clashing over the TVs. You know, it's them trick boxes, man. You know what I'm saying? The Southerners like, man, we ain't got enough TVs, you know, and they just weren't having it. they just took off, man. I mean, it was just they're massive. Their hands, man, were just, man, them dudes were mad. They had no necks. You know what I mean? One of them had two dreadlocks, like I'm not dreadlocks, but like, you know, like braided, like always, like, man, they were just blasted. Them dudes, but they were cool with us. They weren't gonna. They were about the business.
I trip on the federal system because I do a lot of research and stuff, man, and I found so many different like gangs. Like down in Georgia, they had like this white faction called the Ghostface Riders or something like that.
Man, them people are new. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. My brother, he just came home from the state on a violation down here, man, and they're
recruiting everybody, right?
Yeah, they just pretty much picking up everybody to get numbers. But really, I'm gonna be honest with you. The ones that are really dominating here in the Georgia State Prison, man, are the Bloods, the Crips, and the GDs, man. Hell, the Muslims are even making noise. You know, that's all you hear.
Muslims are one of the deepest cars. People don't realize that.
Yeah, man. No, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. In the Fed system, they next to the paisas, man, they pretty much close to the next. They the deepest car next to the paisas
because they can recruit from any group and not have any issues.
Exactly, especially
unless they have bad paperwork or just some cowardice acts, then it's a whole different story.
Well, you know, we had an incident, man, and where, how can I say, they believe in forgiveness. You feel what I'm saying? They had a couple. Now, the only Muslims that do not take in hot boys, and what I mean hot as in snitches and rats and basura, is the Nation. The Nation of Islam. Them guys there, man, it could be 110 degrees outside, and they got their long sleeve shirts, they're creased up.
Don't they hate basically everybody though?
Yeah, they hate everybody. I used to work out with one, man. He was a good friend of mine. His name was P. He was out of Chicago. He used to be a GD, and then he flipped to the Nation. And but me and him were from the same neighborhood. Even though we're oppositions on the street, we came to click up to be really cool. You know what I mean? And but them boys, they were serious, man. Them boys were serious. They were good dudes, but they with the business. But them Sunnis, they're the deepest. They're the deepest.
I'm not the 5%. You know, what was I going to ask? It was about basically wasn't about it's about Georgia prison system right now. I did an episode on them about a couple weeks ago, and it did okay for views. It didn't do too good, but I don't think for the viewers out there, you guys don't know, Georgia is probably one of the most vicious and violent fucking prison systems right now.
Yes.
You think California's bad?
Yes.
Georgia is fucking deadly.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm gonna be real with you. Georgia is probably
the
worse than California right now.
Oh yeah,
they're so understaffed, man. Like they're so understaffed. They're underfed. I mean, this is how bad it is. They got inmates doing the counts for the staff.
That's crazy.
You got inmates walking around from dorm to dorms where doors ain't even locked. One tried to commit suicide, somehow got up on top of the building. How's that happen? In a prison.
They had a dude that was on the tier for 4 hours hanging off it dead.
Dead. Yep.
And I don't think I don't know if anybody killed him or not, but he was just old, I think.
No, he died of an overdose.
Oh, overdose, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Listen, there's a website, there's a page on Facebook, man, where it's Georgia State Prisons. Every day, man. Every day. People just getting slaughtered. And them boys running around with samurai swords, you know? Yeah. And you know, and another thing too is I seen one video that was on there. The Southerners grabbed one of their own. I guess he ran up a dead or he did something, but they tied him to a bunk and videoed him live, and they were giving him body shots, and they had his mouth muffled.
I got some people. I got pictures I got from a Sudanio from Georgia, right? He sent me, and it's them in the joint. They got motherfucking machetes in the joint like this.
Yeah, bro.
Literally, yeah. I'm like, and they're like doing all kinds of pictures. I'm like,
yep.
You know,
man, it's crazy, man. My brother, like, he was coming out. He was in Smith. It's a level 5, Supermax, and he was going to chow. So this dude owed him some paper, and my brother pressed on him. So dude's like, yeah, man, I got you. I got that money that's gonna hit. Well, my brother was walking the child, dude was hitting around the corner. Luckily, my brother had an extra coat on. He came around, He tried to hit my brother with one of them bangers, but it caught the coat, and then my brother stabbed them all up. And this was when he was doing his original bid. So they slammed my brother in the hole, but they caught it on camera. You know
So
what I'm saying?
you basically got everything in Georgia, which is one of the reasons I think it makes it a very violent atmosphere, is because you got Crips, Bloods, GDs, Vice Lords, Sureños, Norteños,
Norteños,
Land
Land
King.
Kings, everything.
I mean,
MS-13, man, you got them all. Like
so
they're
you got
all here.
all these groups that are vying for like some type of establishment to plant their flag.
Yeah.
Either there's going to be a lot of wars, and there's going to be a lot of people fucking making alliances. You know what I mean?
And see here, and right now the system is so like it's so they like Telfair. Let's take for instance, Telfair is also a close camp. It's a gang unit. So basically they say all the gang members there, and that place is ignited every day. Every day there's something going on. Man, from my brother was there too, and from what that's where he paroled out from. And he told me they keep an ambulance backed up there because there's pretty much somebody getting stabbed every day.
That's right. Thanks, Italiano. I appreciate that. Have you ever watched that guy from Florida? His first videos were him walking around with his phone. Frog. I've heard of the Frog, but I've never watched him.
Man, he's talking about people walking around the joint. Man, that's everywhere. I seen him in the feds. They laying up in their bunks watching porn. Hell, all you got to do is get in with a good guard. I mean, hell, usually pretty much the way it works in the fed system, they're gonna peep out. Listen, and the guard's gonna peep you out. They're gonna check your paperwork. They're gonna see who you roll with, and then they're gonna approach you, hit you with that lick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man. Hell, I even had one. See, walking psychopath.
You see the comments?
Yeah, colors. I'm a nightmare. Walking psychopath, talking and watching.
Did that have an impact on Chicago, the movie Colors, or any of those movies?
Yeah, man. I seen Colors when I was a kid, man, with Pac-Man and all them. Yeah, I remember that. It hit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like I seen that one originally out there when I was out there, but you know, something that pretty much originated that was pretty big was like Bad Boys with Sean Penn. That was big when I was out there when I was a kid. You got some original ones that are old school that were filmed on the South Side on 26th Street, the Brothers and stuff, like the Latin Brothers and stuff, you know, but there's a few. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, colors.
What about the movie Bad Boys? They said.
What about the movie?
Bad Boys was cool, man.
Yeah, man. Bad Boys was cool, man. Bad Boys was cool.
That's before Martin went crazy.
Yeah, yo. You know what? There was actually a question on here where somebody was talking about the Brooklyn Kings, the Bad Boys. Just to reply to that, I ran into one, but he didn't walk the yard with us because he tried to claim that Bad Boys scenario, Bad Boy Kings, and we just don't roll like that. Either you pretty much a Latin King or you just ain't nothing. You ain't coming out there screaming anything else. Says, are there any predominantly white gangs in Chicago? Used to be. You have, well, pretty much like you got the Insane Popes, the Mighty Popes. You also had the Gay Lords.
The Outfit.
Yeah, the Outfit. You know, but those were pretty much the mob, though.
Well, they have those sub crews out there that kind of operate like gangs, associates, and so forth. You know.
Yeah. You know, pretty much. I mean, like I said, pretty much the most predominant that was pretty white. You had like the 12th Street Players. They were once upon a time they were pretty much white. They were hooked up with the mob. Most of them were Italian, and then they started recruiting a lot of Hispanics. You know, but then you had the Gay Lords and Shy West. They were pretty much racially white once upon a time, and then just the Latino race just got so deep that they just started interacting with each other. You know, would a Latin King embrace something in Chicago? Of course we would. Why wouldn't we?
It's the same thing if a Latin King was to move into a community up north and he started kicking it with the homeboys, he'd be recognized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not an enemy. You know
it depends what environment you go to and who you start to hang out with. I mean, it's happened before. We've had people come from Texas, different areas, my neighborhood up north, and we start rocking with these cats.
Well, hell, when I came down here to Atlanta, you had a section of Norteños. Well, you probably still do, but back in my day, you had a section out here in Gwinnett, up in Norcross, and when I was, you know, they had a chapter Latin Kings, and they all rotated around each other. They were pretty much cool. You know what I'm saying? They, pretty much when they all have the same common enemy, they'll embrace each other.
Well, from what my understanding and from what I've heard, people have told me that the Latin kings function almost parallel, similar to how North Indians function.
Yeah,
It's a
pretty
similar
much.
belief system. You mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they pretty much commonly known as, like, I don't know. You can pretty much they're very similar. You know what I'm saying? In many ways, just differences. They're their own people. It says where the beef start with the SD. Oh man, that's some old school news there. The Saint Disciples, the SDs. Wow, that goes back from before I was probably even born. I was still in my dad's nutsack when they started warring.
That's because
But
they used to, from what I understand, is they used to rock together at one time.
well,
Like they were like in almost not rock together, but they were kind of in the same neighborhood.
right. That's all on 26th Street, Pilsen area
You,
over there. You know what I mean? They were just originally. I mean, I think they were pretty much a lot of them were dominantly white. At the very beginning, and then in the Pilsen area, just all Hispanics now. I mean, pretty much you go down there, it was pretty much all Mexican. Now whites are just taking over. They're bringing in all these young prep people, college students. They're pretty
you
much pushing them all
Mexican
out
or
of
Puerto
there.
Rican?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. Okay, but you have a little bit of
Yeah,
everything there, huh?
yeah, man. Everything. Oh, Chicago's just so it's so intermixed, man. Like me, I'm married to a Cuban. My brother's married. My middle brother's married to Tejana. I can't call her Chicana. She gets insulted because she's from
Yeah, I know.
Texas. You know how that works.
Tejas.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
Texas,
man.
Texas got their own little estilo. Ask
Yeah,
the man.
man.
Okay, this someone got a question for you.
Okay, is Pilsen still Italian? No, no, no.
Richard, you
Let me
said Flacco.
see. Flacco asked the man if he's ever heard of Southpaw 773. He's some clown who disrespects the raza on his channel. He's from Chicago. Nah, I ain't never heard of no Southpaw 773.
Yeah,
And that wouldn't. I mean, if he's from Chicago and he's disrespecting Rasa, he's not going to make it.
man, we've had a lot of people come from Chicago to tap in. Believe it or not, a lot.
Yeah, man.
Different areas, and they tell us about how when they go to certain areas, that their hats, if it's worded a certain way,
Yeah, man. Right to left,
you
right
know what
to
I mean?
left, man. If you're wearing left side, you. I mean, you're pretty much people. I mean, really, pretty much, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. The people and the folks fractions, man. It was basically for allies against each other. Like you had the folks that were under the six, and you had the people that were under the 5 point star, and then everybody that was people would ally with each other in the joints and even in the streets. And the same thing with the folks. But now it's come behind a time where everybody's just they're at war with each other now. There pretty much ain't too many allies anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, once upon a time, I mean, you figure, let's take, for instance, you had us, the Spanish lords, the Spanish vice lords, the
Oh,
vice
bro.
lords, all of us, everybody, and now we're at war with pretty much everybody now.
So do you think the recent murder rate that's going on in Chicago, that's a big issue? Do you think that has to do with they've gentrified a lot of areas, which pushes a lot of people out of their areas into other people's hoods, and they're trying to establish stuff?
Yes and no. I'm gonna tell you what the biggest problem is. And this is everywhere now. This is everywhere. This is just not even Chicago. This can go even for California, Texas, whatever. So what happened is, have you met any Syrian kings? I'll answer that in 1 second. So basically what happens is, man, is you used to have that old structure. Everybody fell in place. There were bylaws, there was the respect, there was the hierarchy. Everybody just fell in place. Everybody had that belief in the old school ways. You respect, you waited your turn. Now everybody wants to be a chief. Nobody wants. See, people fail to understand. Not everybody's fit to lead. You have too many crash dummies on it. And then now these days, the respect level is out of pocket. Like these youngsters out now, they don't
Like,
respect nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like the loyalty level is like it went from 100 to probably 20. And here's another big thing that made a big factor too is Now you got the feds coming in and they're locking up all these shot callers. They've been doing it for years now. And what happened is now you taking all these old school shot callers, you're locking them up. Now,
Yeah.
who's going to put their foot down on these youngsters to teach them and guide them right? Yeah, you have murders. You think about it now. Think about it. Okay? Think about the old days and think about now. Look at the murder rate back then and look at the murder rate now. How much has it increased since these feds started coming in and locking up all these old school cats? Just think about it. You didn't have a lot of the rules being broken as much back then as you did now because they knew what the repercussions were. If you once upon a time back in your day, if you fell out of pocket, trust me, the old heads were gonna send a crowd to your crib and they finna take care of you. You see what I'm saying? You knew what the repercussion was. I knew what the repercussion was. I still believe in the old school. But this young school here, they think they're invincible. You see what I'm saying? They shooting at people when you got little kids out there. We couldn't do that back in the day.
Oh,
We
hell
had to
no.
run up. We had to run up and make sure we hit our target. You feel what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
don't and like, you know, back then, like, let me tell you something. If you my opposition and I caught you and you with your wife and your kid, or your baby mom and your kid, and you with your family, I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm gonna let you slide. But you're gonna know I'm gonna let you slide out of respect. And I'm gonna catch you by yourself one day. Now they don't care. They're gonna shoot you, your mom, and your kid, you know. Oh, Rudy Rangel,
Happy
Cato, rest
birthday
in
to Lucky
peace.
Local, man. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
AMD
yeah,
cuisine,
yeah.
Native American cuisine. That's the homie out there, man.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
birthday,
Happy
brother.
birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Okay, so I seen two other questions that were on here. The
Yep.
Syrian Kings. They're
Syrian
from
king.
out north, on the north side, way up north. There's always been a lot of friction between us and the Syrians. Um, I had one that was with me in Kentucky. He fell into place. His name was CA. Some of them, like I said, they're kind of like a renegade set. Um, But when they get into the county, they fall straight in line, or they're
Right.
just gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're always gonna have that one that's gonna buck the system.
Yeah.
And sure enough, when they get in there, I hate
My
to say
friend
it,
rocked
but
with
they're
them.
gonna get
My friend was on the run from my hood. He's a Syrian. So he
mm-hmm,
went to Chicago when he was on the run from the boys' ranch. He went
mm-hmm,
away till he was 18. He said he was rocking with the Assyrian kings out there
mm-hmm.
and a bunch of Latin kings. He said it was cool. This was in the 90s, though. This was probably like
Yeah, man.
90,
Oh, they deep. Them and
94.
they about the business. They just stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? And they believe they're land kings. They're just Syrian, and they when they hit that county though, we got them. That's what people fail to understand. Y'all can run renegades all y'all want, but when you hit that county and you hit the deck, they gonna get you.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing up north. You know, people.
Yeah.
That's just, the standards were set was okay.
Mm-hmm.
You may be out here doing what you're going to do, running renegade, doing whatever you want, and getting in
Mm-hmm.
trouble, set tripping, and all that. But we tell them like, eventually you're going to be in that county. Either you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be in line, or you're going to be in PC. It's as simple as
Yeah.
that.
And see, here's the thing about Cook County. They don't PC you like that. They gonna throw you in there to give them a reason why to PC you. Do you
Okay,
understand what I'm saying?
California,
Yeah,
kind of babies
they,
everybody. You can just sit there and say, "Hey,
yeah,
I'm
nah,
gonna keep-"
it ain't gonna happen. Like Cook County, everybody tell you they got like 10,000. They got 10,000 about 10,000 inmates in that county jail. It's like yeah, it's probably one of the biggest county jails. They have all the divisions. They even have a boot camp there. You know what I'm saying? So just, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, man, it's you can't get away. You're gonna run into them. You know, you're gonna get on the deck. Hell, look, I'm gonna tell you what's even so crazy with the peoples did, what the cops did. So they ended up putting two rivals. Okay, they both had murders on each other's people. There was an SD and an Almighty Latin Saint. They have a deadly war that, like, and it's called in their neighborhood's called Back of the Yards.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is interesting.
deadly war. Now you can Google this. They put them in the same cell. The SD ended up killing the Latin Saint. All right. they put and they're not supposed to put them in the same cells together. They did and let them do their thing. And one came out, one didn't. You know what I'm saying? Then let's see, BPS and Night Kings probably the tightest in Chicago. Yep, they're our first cousins. Black P Stones, Almighty Black P Stones. All's well, none but love for them. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
roll with us.
They're in California too, huh?
Yeah, they're in the jungle.
But their blood's though California, right?
Well, see, here's the thing. So everybody's bloods, except for the jungle. The jungle is actually Black P Stones. They were actually created by a Black P Stone out of Chicago.
Yeah, I've read the
Yeah.
story about it. What do you think about
Yeah.
the what's his name? The one that was part of the main dude for one of the factions, right? What's his name? Gangster's
The one that
Disciple.
passed away?
Not the one
Oh,
that
the
passed
gangster
away.
stuff. Oh, you talking about Hoover?
Is it Hoover?
Larry Hoover, the one that the
Yeah,
Lady X?
they're trying to indict him right now. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. What happened to him?
I think they're trying to get him for
Oh yeah.
business and the association with the rapper Jay Prince and all kinds of stuff.
Oh
In
yeah.
Texas and all that, man.
So when I was in Beaumont, my cellie was Too Short. He was Hoover's co-defendant, and Jay Prince was coming there to come see him. He was flying in Too Short's daughters and kids from Chicago to come see him. Like they got a really tight knit. See, the reason why they coming at Jay Prince is because Jay Prince was sitting here basically paying for the lawyers and trying to get Hoover out. You see what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, Hoover's no longer. I mean, he's not a threat, man. You figure that man's almost close to 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? He did his time. It's time for him to come home. Same thing as
No,
Archie. All them shot callers, man.
he was very finesseful in obtaining that leadership position.
Oh yeah, the people still respect him to this day, man.
mean,
They honor him. They
you
honor
know,
him.
There's
You
no
know,
there's no confirmation that he ever caught a body. I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
Nah, I don't. Not that I know of. You know, he just had a lot of people around him. You know what I'm saying?
Very influential.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, how he caught his fake case was, man, is that when Crusher and Bougie and Too Short and all them used to go see him while he was in Benel down in the state joint, the feds, the in their badges, they had mics in their badges. They didn't even know. And they were recording their conversations the whole time, man. Feds are scandalous. I'm telling you.
Let me see. I believe it had the first high rise. Chicago, I believe, had the first high rise building. They're in New York, probably.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got those real projects over there, man, like the ones fucking like you see in the movies and shit. You see in the
Yeah.
you see in the movie The Wire and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
man.
high
Well, you know,
rises.
we had Caprina Greens, man. You know what I'm saying? And we had Calumet buildings. It was pretty bad, man. They were pretty deadly. You know, they knocked down Caprina Greens. They're pretty much knocking them all down, man. Because you just had a lot of people were getting sniped at. They had a lot of drugs coming out of them.
I got a
And
good question for you though.
so,
Did you guys ever go through a cholo type of era?
that's 26th Street. That's Little Mexico.
They're like kings, but they dress like cholos.
Yeah, man, out there in south on the south side.
Low riders.
Like, man, that's all the south.
What type of
Man,
music did you like growing up? What kind of music was you guys into? Like, say us, we were
man.
into oldies or rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so okay, so you know, Chicago is like the home of house music, house, techno, freestyle, like you know, Latin R&B is I guess what they call it. I know when I was locked up, I used to listen to the freestyle music, and they would just be like, there was some Serenios. They would hear me bumping my speaker, and they'd be like, "Oh, you listen to that Latin R&B? I used to listen to that at the roller rinks." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Little Susie, and then who else you had? Johnny O, and a bunch of other ones. That's when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Got one
King
on right here.
2-4, Trumbull. That is 2-4. I know he's from Trumbull. Big old T. Yep.
Let's see what he says, man.
What up, Flacco? Checking in from Chicago Little Village. He says King 2-4. So I hear 2-4. He's got to be from Trumbull Boulevard.
Back in the 80s and 90s. He said we never seen the cholo or heard the word cholo in Chicago.
And where Chicago? Man, because you ain't been to 26th Street. Huh? You better
Oh
go to
man,
26th Street. Back in the 90s, they were working. They were wearing Dickies, Ben Davis. Man, they used to buy all that shit at the discount mall. You couldn't tell me them boys weren't wearing Nike Cortezes. Hell, let me see. That's right. We got Rasta Shy on here. No doubt, man. I got mad love for all my Latinos, man.
we got a lot of people chopping in from different areas tonight, man.
Yeah, man. It's all respect, man.
We get a
Puerto
lot of people from
Ricans,
Colorado.
Dominicans, Colombians, huh?
We get a lot of people from
Colorado.
Colorado.
Man, we all. What up, drama? You know it. I got you, brother. ADR, bro. All the way. Always, man. Uh, I got my boy Sin out here from Trumbull 2-4. He's out here in ATL with me, man, doing his thing. My boy Sumo, I was with him up in Beaumont. He's from 2-4. Little Sumo's his brother. I know you listening in, so just throwing them names out there. Yeah, my boy Pyro, Trumbull. You know what I'm saying?
The Flores brothers.
Oh man, I don't understand, man. Why the Flores brothers? Has he heard of the Flores brothers? Everybody's heard of the Flores brothers, man. They're the biggest kingpins out of Chicago, but they rats. But see, I wish people would get the misconception of what's going on, man. Everybody keeps saying that they were Latin Kings. They were never Latin Kings, man. They were never Latin Kings. They were associates. They probably supplied brothers. They lived in the hood, but they were never Latin Kings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. They rats, man. You know, them guys there, they hell, man, Chapo, whatever, they rats. They rats.
Hey,
They
Mike,
never put.
they didn't become Norteños. Oh, the Latin counts? No, I never. That doesn't sound.
I said I heard some Latin counts became the things of faith.
Is that true?
Facts.
It's okay.
That happened in her long.
I had to stop about that because I thought you said Latin Kings. My correction on that. Latin counts became Norteños?
Yeah, well, a lot of them started running with the Norteños, man.
You guys get along with them or no?
Nah, that's like one of our biggest enemies in Chicago. They used to be our allies once upon a time, but we went to a war with them, and they were 28th Street Kings. Nah, my man Green Eyes from 28th Street. I was with him in Kentucky. Them dudes, like I said, man, they were crash dummies. What's up? That's what's up, homie. Much love, respect. Lucky from Colorado to Washington State. No doubt, man. Much love, much love. Do Kings ride under the Midwest Coalition of the Feds? Majority of us do, yes. We
So
did everywhere.
All you guys together, like the even if the folks, the people, all that.
Yeah. So like let me tell you, like when I was in Kentucky, you had us, you had BPS was the Blackstones, you had the Vice Lords, you had some, not a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? You had some Four Corner Hustlers. Farragut, boy, dangerous school. If you weren't a king going to Farragut, if you were opposition, you were getting gutted. We know what time it is when they cross Pulaski. I know. So, but basically, from what I was saying is, yeah, man, you had the Latin folks, you had some maniacs, some cobras, man, just a mixture of everything. Some
That's a
deuces.
big car, bro. That's a pretty big car, man. Right there.
Yeah, see, and that's what made us deadly in a sense, because we came together. You know what I'm saying? We had an understanding. Now everybody governed themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't tell another car how to run their shit or whatever. They cleaned their own car. But what up with the Playboy 2-6 Nation and 2-6? Are you cool with them? Nah, hell no. Wait, that's a war from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? 2-6 from 26th Street. Nah, man. My boys, there'd never be no peace with them people. They folks. You know what I'm saying? Chad Marks. Damn, why does that name fall for me? Oh, Chad Marks. Yeah, man. I talked to him a few times. He's got blood on the razor wire, man. Good dude, man. He's got that show Blood on the Razor Wire.
You were in the system with him?
No, I didn't run into him. He was actually at a joint after I left. See, I got out before.
He got some
Yeah,
good
man.
channel about the feds, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I talked to him once. You know, he knows a couple people I know. He's a good dude, man. Really good dude. He's doing a lot of positive things. Forge brothers were low key and cool cats, but they had the trip because shit got out of Mexico for them. Well, at the end of the day, they didn't have to trick. They chose to trick. You know what I'm saying? See, people fail to understand, man. Being a snitch, you're not forced to snitch, man.
No, you're not.
You understand what I'm saying? You choose to snitch. You choose to be a coward. You know what I mean? And just at the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, I knew the repercussions of what I was doing when I was out there hustling and selling drugs, gang bang. You know what I mean? And when the shit hit the fan for me, I took it like a man. You know what I'm saying? And I went to the feds, did my time, showed my paperwork. Because I'm gonna tell you now, you ain't gonna walk no walk. You ain't gonna. What happens with race wars and the feds, kings, and DPS? I'll answer that in a second. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, you ain't gonna walk a yard without your driver's license. You know what I'm saying? And driver's license is your paperwork. You gotta have that PSI, your sentencing transcripts, emotional discovery. You gotta have it all. Docket sheet, especially if you plugged up and you got 30 days. And if you ain't got it in 30 days, you go into the shoe. It is what it is. Now do the feds? Okay, so on the feds, this and the other. So basically, in a race war, we had an incident out there in Beaumont. Anything west of the Mississippi, you're always going to have a lot of racial tension. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much the only ones out of the Latinos that don't get involved in that racial tension, uh, from what I know, is the Norteños. They don't get involved in that. They pretty much exclude themselves from that. I've seen it firsthand. We don't. Uh, if we have an understanding, we have the coalition pretty much. Um, when the racial riot kicked off in Beaumont, when I was there, we all took off to the side of the soccer field. We grabbed mop sticks, bats, anything we get our hands on, and we went to one side of the fence and let them do what they do. You know what I'm saying? As long as they don't touch one of us, they can do what they do. That's on them.
I heard some tension had kicked off at one prison. I forgot a couple of months ago, and some other groups got involved based upon the fact that it was over a bisa. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
They started to get racially derogatory remarks towards one of them.
right,
A lot of
right,
cats, a lot of cats that ended up jumping over that. I heard.
right,
You know?
right. Well, I mean, you'll have a lot of that, man. Let's see.
Yes,
So
they
at
are.
the so they were saying the Latin Stones. Latin Stones come from out east. That's where I'm originally from like South Chicago, the east side. That's more of a newer set of stones that came out. You know, I seen a few out there when I was, as I go back out there, but they're not really making no noise. I mean, they're there, but nothing that's serious. It says Chad Marks always says those ABTs are punks in the feds. Let me tell you something. He's got a bad history with them, so there's just bad blood, I guess, between him and them. I think something happened. There was a bad interaction with them. They probably came at him or whatever. But the ABT,
They rock with Daniels, believe it or not.
they had ABT about that business, man. I've
They rock.
seen them. Listen, when it comes to chomos and snitches, anybody that's white, they getting them off that yard, and they push that knife. You know what I'm saying? Them boys push that knife. If you get into it with an ABT, guess what's gonna happen? They gonna push that knife. So hey, drama. You mentioned previously that there is a Midwest coalition of feds. What's that about? So basically, what it is that pretty much when we go into the feds, um, we're all from Illinois. We're all from the Midwest, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, Wisconsin. You know, you got Missouri, you got Iowa, basically all the Midwest states. And anybody that's in the Midwest states, or even out from the Midway states that has any type of ties back from home, as when it comes to the mobs, the Latin Kings, um, the Bishops, anybody, just any gang that's pretty much got a tie to Chicago, we pretty much come together and aid and assist each other, so that we can be able to hold ourselves together against bigger groups like the Serranos, the Paisas, you know what I'm saying? Just other mobs in general, because in the feds it's a different ball game. Everybody groups up as a state. You
You
know
would
what
think
I'm
the
saying?
Latin Kings would be one of the deepest cars, though, as far as besides the Bisas, you would think
Hmm.
it's tossed between the Sureños and Latin Kings, I would think.
Well,
Or is
see, here's the problem. So yes, we are deep in a lot of joints. If you go to like Pekin, you'll probably have 50, 60 kings on a yard, because it's in Illinois. You're in Greenville, same thing. Terre Haute. A lot of them Fed joints that are more toward the Midwest or the East Coast or even Florida is gonna be deep with kings. You're gonna have a lot of kings. But when you go out west, it's a whole different ball game. You understand what I'm saying? You'll have some yards you might have 5 kings. Some yards you might have 10. Hell, you might hit California. Guess what? Honorable PI, Aryan brother of Texas. Okay,
well, let's
okay.
try to get another one. I
Huh?
was trying to get that one
Which one?
right here.
The this one right here, the Landstones.
Yeah.
So the Landstones were started by a couple kids that were from Bush. Yeah, man, Bush. They're probably over there kicking it with the BPSs over there off of what is it? Oh my God, man! I think it's what over off Cottage, I think, or something. Yeah, but that's just way out the way, man. Then like they're not gonna cross 83rd, man. They're not gonna go towards Buffalo over there. There's just too many kings over there. You know what I'm
Has
saying?
you
So
guys had any MS-13 move to Chicago yet?
I ain't seen any. Like they're pretty much irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like I
are pretty
said,
small.
the only thing I seen come from out, like pretty much from out west to Chicago are Sereno Norteños, and
18th Street,
usually
right?
when they do, huh?
There's 18th Street out there.
Yeah, but it's no set though. I mean, you probably pretty much, if they come out there, they're coming out there on a business time. They're coming out there push work. They the plug. They bringing in that work. They trying to make that paper. I was locked up with one named Mook. He was from Tortilla Flats. He was half Samoan, half Mexican, and he was bringing them bricks, and he was supplying my boys out there. He caught a Fed case with them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you get a lot of that. I mean, from what I'm hearing, you got some Southerners down in Illinois, but in the way deep suburbs. They're not going to make it in the city, you know. And when they go to our joints, they fall in line with the mobs. Cali gangs are not allowed in Chicago. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's true.
I gotta agree.
I agree. I agree.
I think that the thing with the Latin Kings, there was two sets one in Pasadena and one in East LA, I believe, and I think
Hmm.
that they made them start to bring Sul Trece. As you're aware of that.
Yeah, I'm aware too that there was some kings up in Northern Cali, and when they go to the joints, they fall under them. Hey, man, listen, that's the way their system is set up over there. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that's not the right thing to do. I wouldn't run it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just the way it is there. I can't. I mean, what can I say? Not everybody's built the same.
Yeah.
There was a comment on here that I want to go way back and answer real quick. They were
Hmm.
asking me about Rudy Rangel, aka Cato, man. May he rest in peace. One of the most righteous brothers you'll ever meet, man. He was from 26th Street. He was very well respected. You know what I'm saying? That ties in a lot to the Flores brothers. There's a lot of stories that go behind it, where they're saying one of the Flores brothers helped take out Cato supposedly, then there's another because one of the Flores brothers ended up with Cato's girl. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another story where they say he had robbed some paisas and they got back at him and paid the four corner hustlers. I think it all ties in together. Everything. It's not just one story, two stories. I think it all comes together. They just got to put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? Do I think Flores has something to do with it? Of course. Do I think his his ex had something to do with it? Of course. You know what I'm saying? How can I get
Putting something
AU,
up.
bro?
Putting an email up right now. I can't see right now. I gotta get glasses, man. You see me looking at the screen?
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
Like that, bro. Oh, I hope I spelled
Yeah,
it right.
man.
The King 24 said he heard that too.
I heard that too. Yeah, man. So, at the end of the day, it's, like I said, it's cutthroat, man. It's survival of the fittest, and like I said, the Flores, they're gonna get theirs. They did what they did, and there's just, like I said, man, there's no excuse. They rats. They girls are rats too. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. One thing about it, if you rat, it's gonna come to light. You know what I'm saying? Brother, where are you a king from? What set in South Chicago? So all my family's from 89th. Most of my family's from 89th, 87th when they were still open and they closed it down when they went to war with the Dragons. I got a lot of family over on 99th, 104th. But I turned king out in Cicero. But I went to Bowen and I went up to Phil Sheridan. So yeah, Bessemer Park. I went swimming over at the pool. I grew up all over there. It says, have you heard of Latin Kings in Fresno, the funk with the Bulldogs? Now I'm starting to hear that, but what's up with that county jail right with the GD versus the Kings? I think that's like an old video. I seen that too. You know what? That story's still up in the air. Let me see. Do the Kings still bang the five? In a lot of places, yes. Yes. I mean, I still rep the five when I was banging. I mean, that's what I was raised to know. You know what I'm saying? Some don't, but I mean, from my understanding, we're still finball. We got a 5-point crown. We fall under the five. We always have. Just because we're beefing with our people that we were allied with under the five doesn't mean I'm gonna stop being what I believed in. That's what I was raised to believe in. Who has the best Mexican food in Chicago? Wow, man. You know what, man? I used to go to Los Comales on the south side over on 26th Street. I used to hit there, but I'm from out east, so I'm gonna say Caculas on Commercial, but that's a death trap. That's on the border between us and like two other mobs. So if you get caught up in there, you're gonna leave in a body bag. Says, were you on Bang Bang City? Nah. I was locked up when that Joker came out, man. That dude's a clown. Gang Bang City, that dude's a clown, man.
Have you heard about the Somali? Have you heard about the Somali guy that got famous?
Which one? Which one? You talking about
the one that used to film his locations where he's at and everything, selling tamales or something like that?
Oh man, I've never seen that, man.
You heard about it though, right?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I never had a chance to see it.
This is a good question right here. Let me see. This is a good question. Bam.
What's the best Italian food in Chicago? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I grew up eating Capri's Pizza. They got the best pizza in Chicago. I don't care what anybody says, man. Right there off Commercial. And their Italian sausages are the bomb, yo. Like monsters. I used to eat them on a regular. Well, I'm glad I moved away from Chicago. I would have been a fat ass dude. Woofy or Spade. Oh man, mad love to Woofy and Spade. Bro, they from the projects, man. No doubt. They were good brothers in the feds. Woofy was bouncing around, smashing all kinds of CEOs. Hey, Woofy's a player. So let me tell you something about Woofy. Woofy and Spade, They're from a Latin King set in the projects out there out north in Chicago, right? These
Mm-hmm.
dudes right here, they were ruthless. They had a big old crack case. They're the ones that set it off, and when they all got indicted, they took them to the MCC building in Chicago and kicked off a riot with the GDs from the projects. Like they set the whole building off, and then when they got into the system, man, Wolfie was just bouncing around from prison to prison to prison, man. He was smashing all kinds of female staff members. Heard he made a couple kids with a few of them in there. Says, King, did he ever meet King Blood or King Tone from New York? Nah, King Blood never touched. He never touched General Pop. He never hit none of the penitentiaries. He went straight to ADX. He'll never see GP. He just got way too many things under his jacket. I was with them in the feds. Wolfie, my boy, and Spade. Yeah, Spade a good dude too, man. Well, Wolfie's the truth. Wolfie knocks some people out, man. Hey, pretty boy dude, get on the field and his AF1s and play softball with brand new AF1s on.
Hmm.
Pretty boy, man. Good dude though. Righteous. Hey, he go to war in a heartbeat, man. Mad love to him and Spade, man. Sammy too. I know all of them, man. They were good people. I believe there's Latin Kings in Galveston, Houston area. They go at it with the Tango Bass back in the day. Hell, they still do. They still do, man. Pretty much the Tango Blast, man. They just try to push on my boys out there. You know, my boys. They've finally taken a stand against them. You know, them Tango Blasts are a bunch of bullies, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, what can I say? They draw on numbers. Yeah, they talk about they're 50,000 strong in TDC or whatever, but I mean, they follow no rules, no laws. They buck wild. They just don't care. I hate to say it. I look at them. I look at the Bulldogs. What can I say? You know what I'm saying?
Don't you think that this guy should start a channel based upon Chicago and federal experience? Don't you guys think so? I told him that a long time ago. Go, man. He articulates himself well. He got good stories. He retains information. Nobody has a really good channel out of Chicago that I know of. Maybe you can tell me.
Well, I mean, if I can get some good, I'll tell you this right now. If I get some good feedback today from the audience, man, and they think I should, I will. You know what I mean?
I think because you know what? There's not. I don't see too many people that have channels out of Chicago, right? That could talk about more in-depth experience. You know what I mean? Then you can set the tone of how you want to go. And you also have that federal interaction for 12 years, bro. That's big.
Man. Well, you know, you had one guy, man, that he was doing that gangbang city. He was going around from hood to hood, all in Chicago, you know, just letting these cats. He says, I know a lot of your brothers. I have a lot of pictures with them. I got a lot of pictures with brothers from all over too, brother. So, let me see. So basically, you know, his whole outcome.
I'm putting all the feedback right now.
Yes, that's Chicago channel for real. Yeah, homie, do it. No doubt, man. I appreciate the love. He says you need
better lighting, though.
He needs better lighting. No doubt, man. It's just, you know, it's 3:30 where I'm at. You know, I'm in Atlanta and shit. You know, I just got off of work and jumped in the shower, but you know, I'm upstairs in my man cave. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we started live so late, guys.
Black King set Ada in Bush, Native King set in Wisconsin over there. Man, so the Ada brothers, man, my man Bones from over there, I got mad love for him from back in the day. Ada was a down set. They were the only Latino set surrounded by all black Keystones. Good, hold it down. Bush, same way. Mad love to them, man. I grew up right down the street. Yeah, and they still got the best pizza, but Capri's Pizza inside Chicago burnt down. Yeah, man. I heard they got one on South Deering too. It says baby girl, and they do it. LOL, no doubt. Yeah, it's 3:30 is here as well, no doubt. But hey, here I am. I'm just trying to send a positive vibe out there. You know what I'm saying? But
he got the things that he's doing today are even more important than what he's already done in his past life. I think it's more important what he's doing now. You know what I mean?
Man. Like I said, man, you know, there's he says we crown Chicago little visit are private. And nah, man. Y'all are actually buck wild. Ain't nothing private in Little Village. Everything's out there, bro. Trust me. I've been all over Little Village, from Whipple to Trumbull to Cal. Ain't nothing private over there, brother. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I'm from way back in the day. I was out there from when they were really like it's buck wild. But anyways, like I said, man, I just want to let everybody know, man, that everybody has a choice, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like there's always a up. Don't be your own failure, man. You know, like at the end of the day, there's opportunity out there for everybody, and I'm going through that situation right now. With my brother. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should hook up with Ron Strong. Nah, I don't. Listen. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna be real with you. Ron Strong, man. I don't. I couldn't sit on the same platform with him. I don't seek attention. I don't put myself on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not good with that dude, man. And he's just not that dude. I just be honest with you. He's a pancake. I was locked up with a few of the people that he used to run with, man, and when he started coming out with these little stories, I already knew some things about him when I was in the feds, and I asked him a few names once, and he tried to how can I try? He tried to push some bad vibes on them, and these were some good dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, I know a lot of things that he thinks I might not know. I'm not gonna put his business out there, but whatever is in the dark will come to light. You know what I'm saying? He could put a pretty picture for all he wants, but I don't get out here to seek attention. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just is what it is. I'm not gonna glamorize on just a lot of things. It just is what it is. You know, he can stick to whatever he's doing. I ain't got nothing for him. Say, Flacco, I'm going to tap in with you on some pictures. No doubt, no doubt.
When he taps in with me, I'll share them with you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, man, I got plenty of pics from brothers from everywhere, man. Hell, I got a picture with a brother from Alaska. You know what I'm saying? We all the way up in Alaska, Anchorage. Oh man, Atlanta Kings out here, man. They're righteous, man. They had a big fed case out here. Let me see. I caught my fed case in 03. They caught theirs in 01. Man, they had a bunch of murders. Like they were going out here really hard, and it was crazy because my man Hitman, may rest in peace. He started the branch out here. He was from Maywood on Fifth and Lake, and I knew him back from Chicago because when I used to go to Cicero, when I was in Cicero, I used to go over to Maywood. We're right there. And when I ran into him out here at this flea market, man, and we just kicked it off, and they set it up, and I just told him to kind of take it a chill pill because this ain't Chicago, man, and they were trying to run this like running and gunning, man. And they caught a federal indictment. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think of that Jesse Smollett case out there in Chicago?
The what?
The Jesse Smollett case. The actor.
I haven't heard the actor. No, I haven't heard about
after
it.
This after that made a lie that fucking he was robbed and they put gasoline on him or whatever. I forgot the whole story, man. But
no, man, I haven't even.
The dude
man,
from Empire.
I haven't even heard about it, bro.
Oh man, it was a big issue out there, man.
Really?
I think the attorney general. There's like a little bit of corruption, man. They ended up indicting him.
Man, there's corruption all in Chicago. Even the cops. Man, I remember when the cops, everything. They're all fucking corrupt. Shit, I remember the cops used to pick us up and drop us in rival neighborhood and watch us get our ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? They were vicious for that, huh? I remember they whooped my ass and dropped me off in a rival neighborhood, man. Hell, they didn't even whip my ass. They felt bad after what they seen the cops did to my ass, to me and one of my boys. Shit, I was lucky. I was like, man, these dudes finna murder me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
So, yeah, but like I said, it's a reality, man. You know what I'm saying? So where I dropped those pictures.
I just put an email right there.
Okay. No doubt, no doubt.
Oh, these motherfuckers. The Smollett guy tried to claim he got robbed. Yeah, it's a hella funny case, man. You gotta look it up. It happened in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm gonna read up on it, man. I'll read up on it tonight. I want to take a look. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on. I still keep up with a lot of things that goes back at home. A lot of the federal indictments. And, you know, like I said, I still even reach out to some of my old people that I was locked up with, even the ones that were my enemies that became my allies when I was in the joint. I got a lot of respect for them. You know what I'm saying?
Most
And,
definitely.
you know, and a few of them had my back when I was in there, and I trust them with my life. They're some good dudes, man.
Well, we tapped in for an hour, guys. I wanted to bring him on, man, and I know he just got home. I know he got to spend some time with the wife, so he doesn't get in trouble. I know how that goes.
She out, boy. It's 3:35.
You know what I
She's
mean?
snoring.
I'm like I said, man. I think you need to start a channel, bro. I think that
I,
you'll get a lot of support, man. I think you need to consider that. We talked about that before.
yeah. Well,
All these stories you got, you can break them down small and just go into details about it, man.
yeah,
And
man.
just
Man, I
positive.
got trust me, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, man, about being in the joint. And I was in 5 different institutions, man. Every day was it was just different story, man. You'd be surprised how these people would smuggle vegetables out the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cookies, like, man, it was like, and I've seen people like, man, it's just crazy. I've seen people get
People
gutted
cut their
over
skin. I said
punks.
I've heard of people cutting the skin and putting a knife in there, believe it or not.
Man, no, bro. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. What a lot of dudes were doing, man, and especially the paisas. And this really started kicking off when I got out west. They started putting pearls in their shit, man.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
I said, what the? They're like, yeah, man, you know, what do you want? Like, you want a heart shape? You want a diamond shape? Like, they would, bro, we were wondering where all the dominoes were going, right? All the dominoes were disappearing. We're like, man, where are all the dominoes going? So we turned around, bro. It turned out to be some of the Texas boys. They would do is they shave them down and make them to like heart shapes and whatever, and they were damn incision them in their penises, bro.
Oh wow.
I was like, what the, like, for real, man. I was like, oh hell no, man. Y'all on something else, man. I ain't never heard of that till I got out there. I was like, man, this Texas is a whole different world. So
Yeah.
I don't want no part of that one. I was like, whatever, y'all do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see that before we end this. Let me see if there's any last what do you call that? Burning desires, like a recovery place. King Ace for show. Let me see. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna chop it up with him right now for a couple minutes. You guys all have a good one, man. If he does start a channel, I'm gonna for sure promote it, man, because I think the Midwest needs someone to represent. I mean, get it kicked off. You know what I mean? And
No doubt, no doubt.
that
No
way
doubt.
it'll bring more subscribers my way too.
Well, I got one. Like I said, man, I now with my my position now at work now, I have more time and everything's more settled now. You know, now that I got married and I got all my main things out the way, so I want to go ahead, man, and I'm gonna get with you and let you help me try to structurize it. We'll get together and I'm gonna get something going.
Yeah, man. Even if it's just 2 videos a week, that
Yeah,
slowly it'll take off, bro. I'll
yeah. No
give you an
doubt,
idea
no
what to
doubt.
do, bro. Because I learned a lot of things that I wish I would have did in the beginning that I could
Hmm.
tell someone else. And there's very few people that I will help nowadays, and you're one of them.
You know,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Like I said, man, I just want to be able to send a positive vibe, man, and give some people some light. And one of the main things I want people to understand, if you got a loved one that's locked up, man, send them a card, man. Send them some pictures. Just let them know that you care, especially if they're your people. If you say they're your people, reach out. You'll be surprised how much a card or just a letter will go. It'll touch somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't forget about them, for real.
Most definitely. Yeah, that's real talk, man. All right,
Yeah,
stay on real quick. I'm gonna end this real quick. We'll
yeah,
chop it
no
up for a
doubt.
little bit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna end this
Hey,
with these guys. Hold on, guys.
peace and love, everybody. There you are. Everybody be safe.
Because they're almost